cooking with the minorities. In New York City during the early 1900s, immigration caused diversity in food culture.
Some popular immigration movements were from Germany, Ireland, France, and Italy.
Now we're going to show you some foods that were very popular in New York City in the 1900s. And off we go! Italian immigrants moved from Lower Manhattan to the Bronx. They set up shops selling produce, pasta, cheese, salami, bread, and pastries. The way they made their living when they first went to New York was by selling their country's home foods. When the Italians immigrated to New York City in the early 1900s, they introduced Americans to the food called chicken tetrazzini. Sicilian workers created this sandwich as an energy booster for themselves on a long day. This is the chicken. This is the bread that the chicken will go on. Put the chicken nicely on it. It would help if you had a fork. How does Rachel Ray do this? To make this, you need chicken. I killed the chicken this morning. Olive oil, broccoli and garlic, mozzarella and tomatoes.
What you agree with?
And salt, if you like salt. You don't need it though, I just like the flavor. So you take the chicken and then you put tomatoes and mozzarella on top like this. And you're going to place it spaced out. When my grandma taught me this recipe, she told me all these stories about coming over on the boat. She hated the boat. Her mom was pregnant and had the baby on the boat. But then her mom died of childbirth, so she had to take care of the baby. She was only 13. Now we're putting on the broccoli and some garlic. Only put it on if you know you're not going to kiss anyone, because this is really strong. No!
Most of you probably have heard of a popular chain restaurant known as Nathan's Famous Hot Dogs. This chain opened in 1816 on Coney Island by a Polish immigrant named Nathan Handwerker. Nathan's became a staple to the American people and helped make hot dogs famous using a Polish recipe.
In the early 1900s, many Polish immigrants immigrated to New York City. A popular dish that they brought with them was the pączki. It is like a donut. Mardi Gras is even known as Pączki Day in Poland because of how popular this donut is. The main ingredients in this recipe are eggs, salt, yeast, butter, sugar, flour, and whipping cream. You mix them all together like I'm doing now, and then when you have your mixture, you pull them into donut-shaped forms, and then you fry them on the counter thing. When it's done cooking in the oil, you take it out, and you can put it on a plate, and then if you like toppings, you can put a little powdered sugar on it to make it really good. That's how the Polish do it. And then you can take a bite of it. Yum!
For the most part, Irish Americans eat American food as well as the cuisine of other ethnic groups. Many Irish Americans do cook some of their dishes that make up distinctive Irish cuisine, which is frequently served at Irish restaurants and pubs throughout America. There is such a good market for many shops in America that sell such Irish food as rashers, bangers, black and white pudding, and soft soda bread. Potatoes have traditionally constituted the other traditional foods include soda bread, milk, water with flour, soda, buttermilk, and salt. Coddle, a dish originated in Dublin that is prepared with bacon, sausages, onions, and potatoes.
This bread let many low-class people have a good meal for a low price in New York City. Yeah.
Alright, to start off, you'll need some flour. Pour some of that in there. Once you have at least 4 scoops of flour. You then add butter. Then once you have butter, you will need salt, sugar, baking soda, and once you put all this in there, you mold a dough like this, and then you put it in the oven for about 35 to 45 minutes. Ding! Ooh, it's a little hot, but we'll have to try. It's delicious.
When immigrants from Germany moved to New York City, they went to the Lower East Side of Manhattan. It was a place called Little Germany, or in Germany it's called Klein Deutschland. And there was a lot of people that went there, but in the early 1900s, there was a decline of immigration, especially there was a disaster that wiped out a bunch of the neighborhood. And so immigrants stopped coming, so there wasn't as such of an increase of German population in New York City at that time. Immigration from Germany brought over
Schwarzwälder Kirschtorte,
which is another name for Black Forest cherry cake. My friend's grandma had this recipe because they're originally from Germany, and so when I got this recipe, it's all in grams and stuff because of the different systems and the olden ways. You're going to need our flour. You might need to add some a little more than that. And some sugar. And then some eggs. We're going to add some more flour now. Alright. We're going to need lots of that. Then we're going to need 100 grams of sugar, 100 grams of butter, some vanilla sugar, which is vanilla extract, that works too, and some cherry liquor, some baking powder, can't forget that. And then we're going to bake this after you mix it all together and you pour it in your tin. So we're going to bake that. This recipe actually is at a restaurant called Heidelberg in New York City, which opened in the early 1900s and it's still open today. So if you want some Black Forest cherry cake, you can always go there. Here's the chocolate cake. We're going to put some cherries on there because it's not a Black Forest cherry cake without cherries, which my assistant was getting from the fridge at the moment. The cherries in Germany are quite large.
Very large. No, but you
When
have
I
to
get
try
this-
it with the cherry.
Alright, so you're going to take some cake.
This is what's gonna make it so funny.
We're going to take some of the cherry.
Oh.
You're going to take some of the cherry.
You have more cherry than that.
I really hope he doesn't give us a bad grade because I actually need like 100 on this.